When the Thunder lost to the Jazz in the first round of the playoffs and Paul George heavily choked in Game 6, we all thought that it's the end of Paul George's career as a Thunder. The Thunder only won 48 games after trading for Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Losing in the first round to a team led by a rookie is extremely disappointing. Paul George's performance was heavily influenced by the elbow injury as Paul George averaged 21 points but shot only 39.7% from the field and 34.5% from behind the arc in the last 25 games of the regular season. Paul George was really inconsistent last season, and the way he choked in Game 6 of the first round made more and more people feel like that George was not as great as people thought he was. Guys like Giannis, Antetokounmpo, and Kawhi Leonard all turned out to be superstars, and Jimmy Butler also shows tons of improvement. It looked like Paul George was not even a top 4 player at the small forward position. Paul George has openly admitted that he wanted to play for the Lakers and looked like a sure thing he would end up in LA. But to many people's surprise, Paul George passed on the opportunity to play with LeBron James and instead chose to stay with OKC. Paul George wants to play with Westbrook and he wants to finish the unfinished business. Above is what happened in the 2018 summer. Fast forward to February 2019, Paul George is definitely having the best season in his career as he is averaging a career high 28.7 points, 8 rebounds, and 2.3 steals per game. George is averaging a career high in field goals made and attempted. George also leads the league in total steals with 140, and no other player has over 100, and the loose ball recovered in 112. No other player has more than 89. PG is without doubt one of the best scorers in the league right now, as he has scored over 30 points for 32 times before the All-Star weekend. In contrast, last season, George had 11 30-point games the entire campaign. Paul George is the first player to average 28 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals since Michael Jordan from the 1988-1989 season. Paul George has the second highest real plus-minus in the entire league and also finished first among small forwards in terms of offensive win share. Russell Westbrook is having the worst shooting season in his entire career and he's averaging the lowest points per game since his sophomore year. Westbrook's scoring ability dipped significantly and the Thunder needs PG to step up his game. Frankly, Paul George did take the leap and plays like a real superstar. He can score 30 plus points with ease and he always shows up to hit those clutch shots when the Thunder are in danger of losing games. On the defensive end, PG is deadly as well. He has the highest defensive rating and defensive win share among small forwards. With Paul George playing like a legitimate MVP candidate, it looks like the Thunder are finally ready to compete with the Warriors and eventually competing for the championship. But why? Why does Paul George play so well this season? What makes the player who was seen by some as not even a top 15 player play at such an elite level on both ends? Is the leg injury he suffered in 2015 the major reason why he couldn't take the leap that people expect him to take many years ago? Remember around this time 2 years ago, George was standing at the crossroad of his career as the Pacers constantly struggled to win games. He just couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Remember around this time last year, George was playing under significant amount of pressure the upcoming free agent decision has brought to him. He was bothered by the elbow injury he had been dealing with for years. Paul George's career is filled with ups and downs. He was seen as LeBron's biggest rival in the East in 2013, but that leg injury made people feel like it's the end of his rise to stardom. When he returned, he found himself in a very awkward situation where nobody on the roster can help him carry the load. In 2018 summer, Paul George was no longer considered a superstar as Bleacher Report ranked Paul George the 5th best small forward in the league. However, PG refused this to disappoint people who loved him by showing serious improvement on both ends of the floor. There are 3 factors that led to Paul George's success this season that nobody really talks about. Today, we dive right into it.
This time it's George on the other end, and the windmill!
George is completely healthy this season. He is athletic, quick as hell, and began to do those dunks that he used to do before getting injured. In 2018 summer, Paul George took some major surgeries that helped him get rid of those health issues. On May 9, 2018, Paul George had a left knee scope that would keep him from playing basketball for 6 to 8 weeks. He also had a huge sack, 18 to 20 pounds of blood just sitting in the sack, his elbow. So he had that aspirated. He was dealing with that for pretty much the whole season and was not causing a lot of frustration with his shooting and playing. Those 2 major surgeries made Paul George miss the first half of his training, but he also makes sure that George will no longer be bothered. This is what Paul George had to see after getting those 2 major procedures. To be able to shoot again, to be able to feel confident in my shot, to not have that on my mind playing on the court. I'm great going forward. There's no limitation. All it is taking steps. All it is progression. I'm trying to get ready and prepare for training camp down the line.
You were just hitting threes.
So Westbrook is one of, if not the most athletic point guard in the entire league. He doesn't need to use the moves that Kyrie Irving used because he could just blow by the defender and drive in for a dunk. Russ is an offensive beast who can score, rebound, and facilitate. He is a 2-time scoring champion. He also is the first player in NBA history to average a triple-double for 2 straight seasons. However, Russ's scoring ability really dipped significantly this season, as he shot career lows from the field, beyond the arc, and the free throw line. As a veteran who has played in the league for years, Westbrook definitely knows how to deal with this type of problems. Instead of taking this contested shot that he can no longer make, Westbrook chooses to take the backseat and let Paul George maximize his potential. Russell chooses to put more effort on the defensive side of the floor and be a better facilitator, rebounder, and playmaker. Russell has the highest assist percentage in the entire league. He also has the 4th highest defensive plus-minus and defensive win share. I gotta say that Russell is one of the biggest reasons why PG plays so well this season.
Doing what I think is right. I feel this is the best and the perfect opportunity to cement myself and to bring a championship, where it hasn't been brought.
George felt surprised and unprepared when he was told that he was traded to the OKC Thunder. At first, it's the Celtics who wanted to trade for PG. Then it's the Cavaliers who nearly completed a trade that would send Kevin Love to Indiana for Paul George. The Pacers also asked the Warriors if they wanted to trade Klay Thompson for PG. After getting traded to OKC, George quickly developed a relationship with Russ and Melo. He said he would still try his best, though he didn't know if he wanted to stay or not. Though George created a bond with his new teammates and played on all-star level, the pressure was still there. The Thunder were struggling and the record was far from the expectations of the fans. The upcoming free agent decision brought him tons of pressure as well. Because Paul George openly admitted that he wanted to play for the Lakers fans were really hyped up. Every time the Thunder visited LA, you can hear fans cheering for Paul George and chanting, "We want PG." Indiana fans were definitely disappointed by George's decision, so they decided to boo him and burn his jersey. But this season, the pressure that used to annoy George is no longer there, so he could focus on improving and winning. He doesn't need to care about the Lakers fans and playing in front of them. He doesn't need to think about which team he should sign with. George this season is a better ball handler, scorer, and defender. His pull-up jumper is so deadly as 41.7% of his 3-point attempts are coming off of pull-ups, and he is hitting on a 41% clip on those shots. In addition to that, the type of shots that he is connecting are tightly contested. PG-13 is shooting 47.8% on tightly contested threes. That is by far the best percentage out of players that have attempted at least 15 such shots. So here are some of my thoughts on Paul George's improvement and why I think he plays so well this season. As a Thunder fan, I could be happier because with PG playing at such high level, we can finally compete for the championship. So guys, this is today's video. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Also, stay tuned for the next video that I will upload. With that being said, I'm out. Peace. Have a nice day.